Well, we've one thing we have discussed quite a lot. We've had a lot of HYDRA games on our streams. Blizzy's hero pool. He brings out Underlord this time. He's had some good performances with the Underlord lately. Actually want to look at Blizzy's most played heroes in the last month. In hero order. So Underlord is in top 3, 7 games, 71%.
Oh, is this a Zayat Striant? That's his signature hero that he played on position 4 quite a lot. This could be a carry weaver. It wouldn't surprise me, considering that you have a Treant weaver lane. That would be quite insane with the minus armor and everything coming in together quite nicely. It could obviously be a support weaver and the support Treant, but we'll see what they decide to do with their last pick. But obviously HYDRA here very, very fat. I have to say Bait do have the damage, so it's not like they're lacking it, especially if they isolate someone. Queen of Pain and the Dark Willow can definitely do massive amounts of damage. Queen of Pain AoE, obviously the Dark Willow only if the hero is alone. So HYDRA, with this, they're gonna have so much root, and it seems like they're focusing down Dendi, that this Queen of Pain wants to be their main target of focus with the Sleight of His Chains, and obviously the Overgrowth and the Pit of Malice. The Queen of Pain will not move, and I can expect Dendi here to go for a fast BKB. I don't think the Ascendant Kai are actually gonna cut it.
Yeah, or the Veils. I don't think we want to see another Veils on the Queen of Pain. Might be something he likes to build. That was the first series of DPC, if I remember correct, when we saw the Veils pick up. Though it would seem to fit pretty well here with the Bane and the Dark Willow. Potentially another hero with magical damage, but yeah, you would love to go for a BKB early on here. Keep yourself mobile. Don't get caught by HYDRA. There's a lot of spells you can remove and also keep off of you with the help of it too. And in terms of that, you look at the tankiness of HYDRA's heroes. There's a lot of armor. There's damage reduction from Underlord. What kind of a physical damage mix would you look for Bait? Because right now, it's pretty much the Quap that just right-clicks. So they go for Luna that has both magical and physical. Is this a good pick?
I think it is. I think Luna is great here, just because the Underlord kind of mitigates most of the damage of some of the heroes that go only for stats. Yes, Luna itemizes only for stats, but the thing is that she has bonus damage with the Lunar Blessing. Of course, you can do the damage with your ulti as well. And the Underlord, he might go for a hood, but still, with this amount of magical damage, he can actually die. So we see the Morphling is banned out, but something like a Morphling, his damage is completely taken out. And the Luna, she does have some bonus, and with the Lunar Blessing will be able to farm in the lane, which against the Underlord isn't the easiest thing to do, I have to say, considering that he has so much damage himself, and you just get a lot of it taken away from you with the Atrophy Aura. So I'm actually quite okay with this pick. Bait, they have 3 heroes that can constantly fight, don't rely on cooldowns that much. I mean, yeah, you have some ultis, but overall these heroes can fight and pressure even without them. And then around the 20-minute mark, the Luna comes and plays with them. Considering that Bait have been doing quite well in the first 15 minutes, that's just 5 minutes before the Luna is online, where you are actually considered you should be making those basic moves. Just come to a tower with a very farmed Luna and start attacking.
I agree. Viper Timber bans with the TB, also banned from Bait. I think these are all kind of hand in hand. Also, there's some strength already on HYDRA's side, so you understand the Timbersaw ban, but could potentially be another. Would you go for a 4th melee hero here for HYDRA? I don't think it's a bad idea. You just stack up on melee here. I feel like they synergize pretty well together. I don't know, Lifestealer maybe to set up here. Might be a bit of a misfit.
Well, it would be okay-ish, you know. The problem I see with HYDRA is only their lockdown, in a sense. When someone buys a BKB, there's nothing you can do. You can't stun someone and kill them from 100 to 0. So you have to poke back, right?
Right.
Lifestealer is actually okay with that one. The new Lifestealer isn't so much about bursting people down, than more about just constantly dishing out the damage. And he gets on top of a Luna, he'd be okay. The problem is with those melee heroes, you are playing against the Terrorize, so they'll go with the burst damage on the side of HYDRA, and they'll be poking in and out. But once the PA jumps in, these heroes, they're going to be dropping like flies.
Treant can also keep the PA alive nicely. Extra heal, extra armor. That will make Luna's job a lot more difficult. And I think PA is one of those harder heroes to catch as well if you're playing a Bane, Dark Willow, both of these heroes. Well, Willow can actually evade the PA, but I feel like this Bane is just a super easy target for this Phantom Assassin to focus in every single fight. Same with the Ember Spirit. And they're going to go with the Magnus. So, Empower to bring up some extra farming speed for the Luna. Try to enable Violent to get online earlier on. Plus, Pion on Magnus. I feel like this is one of his more comfortable heroes he's ready to play with. They have some great combos for team fight. A solid pick overall, I guess.
Yeah, it's a solid one. The problem I see here for Bait is their inability to take down towers. The Luna is gonna have to get into the game very early on, and I think HYDRA here, they are drafting against the Bait. They're like, these guys, they don't make any big moves like forcing our TPs to another lane and then coming to push and stuff like that, so we're gonna go for the Underlord and the Treant Protector plus a carry that is gonna out-carry the enemies, and that's exactly what HYDRA did here. They have some kill potential between the Weaver and the Ember Split, maybe trying to go for it, but I feel like HYDRA, they're gonna be turtling here until Dream is ready, so Panda, we might be seeing a very passive game where Bait is trying to poke in, but pushing in into this kind of a lineup is just going to be way too difficult for them.
Yeah, I think difficulty is the right word for this one. We're kind of approaching a Dark Souls type boss fight here for Bait, because all this preparation that they've done, all the attempts they've had so far, loss after loss after loss. Maybe with the victory coming out of this one, they'll finally get those earned souls, maybe a little bit of a piece of a gear upgrade, you know. Okay, I'm just going yada yada here at this point. Don't listen to me. But outside of that, let's let the players decide who's going to be taking this first series. Could almost make a movie out of this. You got 10 players, 2 teams, 1 victor. This Friday.
Oh, this Friday, actually. I thought you were gonna get the day wrong, but obviously my
Okay, that's how much trust you have in me. Need to reconnect camera. Okay, Zayat is preparing for a winner interview, so he's setting up his camera.
Okay.
Very early.
Anyways, you know what? Actually, when I think about this Magnus pick, it's actually quite good in a sense that once he gets the blink, he can actually disposition the Underlord who's going to be staying at the tower. So maybe that's the play for Bait. You know, if they want to play fast, go into the enemy's face, we might see the Magnus go for an early blink dagger, but considering he's going for the Helm of the Iron Will, that might not be the case. I know it's the meta right now, but on a Magnus, I feel like the Arcane Boots blink is just the right way to go for this hero. And something that we've been seeing mostly, so a pretty interesting approach from Pion. I'm curious to see if he'll go through with it.
What I do like is the move from Bait here towards this bottom lane with those trees cut down. I actually had that in my pub game. I realized that the opponent was playing Treant Protector. We didn't do it, and instantly regret the moment the laning phase started. Like, damn, why did we not do this? Because we just got hammered by the guy. So I'm like, this is such a great move against Treant Protector. Just move in there with the pre-minute bounty, cut down the trees, open it up.
And also something that hasn't been set for now is if Zayat will be laning on the bottom lane, it seems like, yes, the tree starts moving. We can feel the earth shake while he is stepping towards the bottom lane. So it is going to be the Treant on the bottom part of the map. And I have to say, this could be a pretty solid lane for Bait. Obviously, a pretty solid laning stage all around for Bait, considering that the Weaver, usually this hero can win a fight against anyone, but against the Bane, and not really, and that's gonna leave the Luna pretty much free farming. The Underlord can't pressure her that much on the bottom lane. The PA can get pressured a bit with these guys spamming spells, and the Treant without the trees is gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Though the thing is, Zayat has been known for his Treant for a very long time, and I think that he definitely will find a way to play around it.
Yep, I love the confidence from him. He's brought up a stick to start off this laning stage, despite already taking some heavy damage to go with. Once he's loaded up on stick charges, they can just charge with the PA, and they're doing it already without a couple of them. A couple hits onto the Willow, this and that. Nothing too dangerous, though. Dendy's also taking a lot of damage from Ascald here at the start of this laning stage.
Yeah, kind of standing his ground, being like, you running at me? Nah, that's not gonna happen, so he pushes him back. He does have this whip, so maybe Asgold does like it, you know, who knows. But Dandy is gonna try to keep him away for now, and he can break the shield with the Shadow Strike and the Scream of Pain, but the thing is, you're still playing against the Sleight of Fist. We can dodge either or both of those spells.
At least for now, it's looking pretty even up. Pretty much damage here onto Muka. There's actually a first blood in the bottom lane onto Laguna's Willow. So there's a bit of a T-Tours there, but still, Sayat's showing the power of the Treant Protector with the assistance of this PA.
Yeah, I actually wanted this. Yeah, I actually wanted to say that they started off the lane quite nicely. Treant Protector, he is strong. He has a lot of damage, almost 100 base damage, but he has only 1 armor. So the way you play against him is you run at him with 2 heroes, and they did that in the beginning, but still, he managed to heal up, and now it's gonna be Laguna in some trouble again.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing with a nice 2-man skewer here. It's like when you're playing up a lane against a Shadow Shaman, you have to be the one aggressive on the Shaman, force him to run, because he's got that high damage output. South will be popped by Laguna. Dream unable to break it. Can't find the vision to throw in another dagger. Top lane is also a bit of trading, and Weaver in the top lane will go for Violent. Make it a tie for 1-for-1. And that is a pretty important kill here for this Luna too, because we've already discussed this a couple of times. Violent is going to be a huge part of how this game is going to be played. Sayat's being pushed out with the skewer. Another Shadow Realm, and Zayat's looking to fall, but still can't quite close in the gap. Pion is also forced to run away.
He held his ground there, so very nicely done by him. He understood just how strong he can be close to the tower, getting the tower protection as well. So then he's just not that easy to bring down with 4 armor. The Treant is another beast entirely, and Bait, they couldn't go through. But I have to say, laning phase, so far so good for Bait. They're not getting crushed, but the PA is getting complete free farm, and that is something that you should be concerned about. In early Battle Fury could be their demise in this one.
Yep. Early farm, fast levels. I think that's what they're worried about, is how fast does PA get online. Farming online, that is. Not necessarily about when the hero itself is already active with, say, if you went Battle Fury, you had like Battle Fury, BKB Desolator, straight up damage, snipe the backline, destroy this Willow Bane every time a fight breaks loose. So mainly the farming activity, which is something that they need to pay attention to. So you're right. You're not happy the way this lane is going right now. Leading the CS department, 22-5. So we might see Dandy rotating.
Oh, Dream. We didn't talk about the possibility of a skewer into multiple brambles. That's a ton of damage.
That is.
So the Dark Willow with the Magnus, with the Mars, with a Spirit Breaker, those are heroes that can push people into multiple brambles. She works quite well, and you have to be very, very careful if she connects on that first one. So for now, Dream has been doing a solid job, and Pion just not having enough mana to continue the aggression. So overall, Hydra should be pretty happy with the laning stage, but Bait, they're still the team that's going to be hitting the timing first, and it's going to come down to those first rotations if Hydra are going to be able to slow it down.
Scary attempt here. The Nightmare will save Gutsy for a bit, and won't be able to get the connection from the Shukuchi to kill this Bane. Only the Nightmare keeps him away. That is so hard to start dealing with that. When you see that level 3 Weaver connect on you, you've got Geminate attack with Crit Swarm, you're trying to kill the bug, you're constantly tanking right clicks, plus the Shukuchi enabling to get that extra damage, plus the distance onto this Bane. If you don't have Nightmare on, you're dead.
Yeah, though he did. And now we see Gatsy going for a bit of a smoke play, trying to ward these Ancients. He's expecting the PA to go there when he's done with the laning phase. So that's actually smart. You know, Dandy will be going towards the bottom lane to gank if he gets a rune. And the PA, if she smells that one, he'll be going for top. And there is that where that ward will actually come in handy. They can see him farming even under the blur, and can react there with multiple heroes, though. If Dandy does rotate to the bottom lane, he's kind of their main killer. So we'll see if this move from Bait does work out.
6 minutes, 2 kills. Action rune spawn. It will be a haste for Asgold. Gutsy trying to get the Weaver, but he's a bit too far away. He's faster though, 30 movement speed more. With the help, does he reveal the ward?
Maybe.
It's kind of like, yeah, does he know or does he not know about it? He puts the sentry down. He thinks the ward is there. He probably thinks it's like a cliff ward or something, but he can't get the vision to it either. So he's just going to sit here left guessing for a bit longer. And this sentry is actually just outside of vision of this observer ward, so that one is safe.
That's an interesting obs. I think it was placed knowing that Gatsy was gonna try something in the triangle, but before we go through that, Beyond in some trouble.
Bottom. They actually get the push onto Dream under the tower. He's gonna get stunned up by Laguna, but where's the damage? Don't really have it here. The heal from the Dream Protector is a bit too much. He's back to full HP.
This is kind of the issue that we keep seeing from some of the weaker teams in the Division 2 of Eastern Europe, that they have damage on only one of their heroes, right? Sure, the Dark Willow can provide something, but it's not 100% certain that she'll make it, that she can get close enough for the Bedlam to do the damage. So Dandy now rotates to the bottom lane. He knows he's the only damage, and he'll try to use it.
Yes, this is important. He needs to get a connection onto the roots, or at least something. And the skewer misses. The stun is going to be there into the trees, but he knows exactly where it is. Dendi with the Sonic Wave gets the kill on Dream. An important one as well, because if that kill would have slid away, that would have been wasted time for the Quap, but Dendi makes it work. And like you said, the damage is there.
Yeah, I have to say, Dandy has been playing pretty well on the Queen of Pain, understanding the limits of the hero, using the spells well. It's mostly the only hero that we've seen him play so far, because he kind of always wants to go for it. But the thing is that this guy, he still has it in a sense of using spells, in terms of how they should move around the map and stuff like that. Bait, they are lacking, but when it comes down to Dandy feeling when he can jump in, what he can do with his hero, and even the usage of his spells, it has been on point. So I'm actually quite impressed by his performance in that regard. It's just the problem is that Bait are usually in a bad position, and then you're just getting something out from a bad situation, and it usually doesn't end up going your way.
Well, for Bait, you have to consider that for them to get a good mid game for themselves, it requires them to win at least 2 of their lanes to secure the Luna, who is currently leading net worth. And with these kills that are flowing in their favor, that's a good thing. It is supports fighting against another support. Nice dodge there on the stun, so Asgold easily avoiding getting stunned by the Cursed Crown. And the whole situation with that bottom rotation, it brings Dendi one step closer to being online with this Quap and being a threat on the map, because right now he's just a Quap. You know, it's not like he's the most important hero on the map, the most threatening one. Zayat's hiding in the trees, and his TP just got cancelled by Pion.
Yeah, not gonna be hiding for long.
Even the Centaur tries to intervene. The AI will not be able to snatch this kill from Bait, securing that one. But yeah, no TP for the tree. He's gonna have to walk back. Gutsy being dive under the tower. That bug is gonna finish him off. If Blizzy doesn't get a Firestorm in 3 seconds, that bug might just get the kill. He's got stick charges, gonna have to use them. Firestorm tick is there, and Muka with the bug. Well, he's gonna have to he's gonna give the thanks to his little bug friends.
And this is the problem. We talked in the last game how important it is to open up a top tier 1 for your carry to farm. So now the PA is gonna have the top part of the map open, and the Luna, a hero that clears the jungle faster, is not gonna be able to do so because a part of his map has been taken away. He can go farm the jungle, but still his map is gonna be limited, and that fast flash farm that the Luna does give you as a hero isn't gonna be as strong as the PA, who can still is gonna be farming probably the same amount of camps as the Luna, considering that he will have much more to work with around the map. So good tower falls for HYDRA, but Bait definitely not going to be too happy about it. They need to get a tower of their own, the bottom one, to open up the map for the Luna so she can farm the triangle plus those camps on the bottom lane. But for now, it doesn't seem like they're too interesting to do so, and because of it, they will suffer in the long run.
Interesting move here too, because they're not getting to push that tower. Violent is still able to farm this lane. So Underlord's the type of hero that just pushes the wave in and leaves. So Luna's not feeling too threatened with her moves here in the top lane, and Asgold hasn't really been applying any pressure either with the Ember Spirit, while the Weaver's been moving around. Fiend Script connection. Do they have enough to stun to get the follow-up on the Weaver? There's the Shadow Realm looking for the Lucent Beam, but he's already got the time lapse out. Dendi finally arrives, and is he gonna blow that Sonic Wave into the air? Might have to blink on the high ground for this kill, but Muka's fine. Dendi's still back paddling, thinking, but no idea where this Weaver is, and Weaver might already be kilometers away. So that's a missed kill opportunity, but it also shows that Bait, it's really hard for them to find that singular pickoff or the follow-up on the Fiend Script.
I think there's a bit of a misplay. Violent not timing his Lucent Beam at the right spot. That Ministan should have been enough to finish off the Weaver, but he got the time lapse off. That's why he survived. And now, I kind of like what Bait did, trying to kill the Weaver. We talked about him needing to die so they can do more moves around the map. They got him out of their own jungle, but they didn't try and make a move somewhere else. And HYDRA, they're going to be playing this pseudo laning phase forever now until their PA is online. So it's up to Bait to make something happen on the map, but it doesn't seem like they have any idea where to go, what to do. And the Queen of Pain, look at this. They have to use the Terrorize to save Dendi. And Asgold, with a little bit of a misplay, he'll allow him to live.
Yeah, they were hoping that the Ember Spirit would have actually jumped into the Terrorize, because Blizzy was doing all of that hard work and hard lifting all by himself. The Ember Spirit jumps after the Terrorize went through and able to get a bit of extra damage and not allowing Bait to go for a follow-up. Now they're missing one key piece to defending this tower, so Blizzy is hacking away. He's got that triple route available with the Malice and the Rod of Atos, and that will allow him to get a second proc of the Pit. So that's a lot of seconds held in place, though Bait is not going to take this for themselves. They're just going to continue farming. And we have Pion
One
also
thing that
showing up.
changes now is that Pion has a Blink Dagger, right? They have forced the Underlord to the mid lane, so they have a chance of killing him. If they finish off Blizzy, maybe a mid lane tower push is a possibility, but still,
Very hard kill.
Yeah, it's a hard kill, and their push isn't that strong. I would like the Luna to join right now. Even if they kill Blizzy, they need the Luna for this tower, and Violent, he has to be engaged with his team. If he's alone, it's not gonna work out, and they're not even going for a mid lane. They want to kill the PA. Sure, it's gonna slow her down, but it's not gonna open up the map anymore for you.
Well, they're gonna have to find a kill soon. Muka was attempting to cut a creep wave, and now they finally got some information. Do they see Asgold? No, he's still in the cover of darkness. Pion's coming in from the left. They're going to have some quick fingers. The Remnant's right next to him, and they're going to catch him. The Fiend Script is there. The RP has been cancelled, so they don't have to use it, and they will make sure that the kill goes through with the Bedlam. They even find Muka, and with that blink, they could go for a play, but they're actually backing out, and Yahtzee is going to be the one to soak this one. So they can't really save his life. Also standing on a reward. They're happy. It's a 1-for-1 trade. They kill the Ember Spirit. It's a good sign for Bait. Maybe look for more. Violent has TP bottom. Wants to potentially push down this tower. Dream is there. Zayats is there. There's the jump. The overgrowth on the RP. Both stuns connecting. Or Pro CC's connecting in this case. Violent Dream is also there. Eclipse drop down. PA in trouble. Might take a bit too much damage. Muka's also there. And Blizzy shows up with the Dark Rift. And Luna's in trouble. Luna needs backup. But where do you have it? The Terrorize is too late from Laguna. And Dendi's there too. Pion might just die. The Magnus survives with 150 HP. Zayats into the trees. Just buying time for the rest of his teammates to regroup and reset themselves. So Dendi with this DD rune. This Quap is getting absolutely no mercy.
But Bait finally make a move that is pretty good. Make a move on the top lane, immediately TP to the bottom lane with their Luna, and they don't use the RP immediately, get overgrowthed, and because of it, now they lose their Luna. So I was talking about them actually making playing well in terms of execution, but it was just the movement this time around. It was vice versa. They go towards the bottom lane on a good move. That was top lane gank, go towards the bottom lane once the Ember is dead, try to get a kill and push down the tower, at least for some rotations, but they misplay their spells. The Magnus not using the RP immediately, and because of it, they just lose the biggest hero in bottom lane.
They've caught the Weaver. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight one though. Nice a catch. Oh, you actually had him there for a second, but he was outside of sentry range, so Pion didn't anymore know about the Weaver's location at that very second, so he did connect the Shockwave. If he just cast the Skewer, if he did cast the Skewer, which many players probably would have done, is just go for a wild attempt. It would have paid off. Now Willow's in trouble. There's the Roost, the Firestorm. That's a dead Willow.
Dropping low, and going down. Wings get clipped there by Blizzy, and the Hydra just continuing to control the map. You could say 6 to 6 in kills, but in terms of map control, in terms of where they're getting those kills and how they're controlling the map, how they're farming, Hydra definitely so far ahead of Bait. At least the Luna is still topping the network chart, but Violent is gonna have to do some heavy lifting considering that the map is completely closed down for him still.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
6 to 6, 2,000 lead for Hydra. Net worth has continued to stay the same, with Luna first place, Quap fourth place, Hydra having their cores stuck in between. PA, I haven't really looked at PA's situation, so we're looking at Battle Fury Manta. What do you like about this Manta pickup on the PA? One thing I do like, Orb of Corrosion. If PA goes for Manta, even if you didn't go for Desolator, you have a 20 talent for -3 armor corruption. It stacks with the illusions, so you're doing -9 instead of 3. It still works. Meanwhile, bottom, they've got the Weaver. Okay, they use a lot for it. Overgrowth size, beautiful 5-man connection. Blizzy taking the front line. Where's the damage, though? Who's gonna provide it? Dendi in trouble. Gets the Nightmare save momentarily, but it's not gonna be enough for the blink. And now on the chase is Ascol. Violent turns around with the Eclipse. There's a bit of damage, but Violent is also low, and they know it. They know that Violent is low. They push the Luna away. Hydra are happy with this 1-to-1 trade because they forced at least something from Bait. That was the Fiend script onto the Weaver, and they do get the Dendi kill at least.
This is what happens when none of the towers fall. 17 minutes in, you're gonna have most of your spells, you're gonna have most of your core items, and your response should be good enough. They might have killed the Weaver, which is a good way to start off the fight, but Bait, they need to look a little bit earlier.
Can they kill Blizzy, though? This Underlord, we've already talked about him. He's super hard to kill. Bait going for another push attempt. There's a lot of traffic here. There's a lot of Hydra heroes here. And it's got Pion behind him. He's got Laguna behind him. Muka trying to wrap around from the side. Got the chains. There's the rod. Got C on the sides. Got that Nightmare. RP does connect. And again, they just quickly clean out one hero, but they still lose the Luna. It doesn't look like a great trade for Hydra because... for Bait because they might have killed the Weaver, but they lost the Luna again, and they were undermanned that whole situation. It was a 2 versus 4.
Yeah, the Queen of Pain wasn't in the vicinity. You don't have the Eclipse. Your team fight AoE damage is severely lacking. We talked about the Willow being able to provide some damage, but that's on a single target hero with the Belglam. When they're together, you're not going to be doing anything to it. And Dendi not being there, it was a red flag immediately. But even if he was there, as I said, not taking down a single tower 18 minutes into the game is gonna cripple you severely. And now Bait, they're gonna be needing some support even to walk in this game. I think they need to be trying to get kills around the mid lane. You know, now it's over. The bottom lane is gone. You can't take it. Try to get pickoffs around the mid lane with the Skewer. I think that's the only play that is left with them, and they're gonna try to do it in the triangle. I think it's actually a pretty solid move, but for now, you're not gonna be finding anything.
Trying to set up on Dendi here. They've got the roots. The damage is there from Blizzy and Zayats, but Askol's not able to close in the gap, and they see Bane. Bane's a much easier kill. They'll happily take it. No backup arriving, despite this Bane trying to make a run for it. You run, Piggy. There's nowhere to hide.
We're gonna be having one burnt pig now for Hydra. They're quite happy with that one. Bait. They lose another hero, and every single time they try to make something happen around the map, they're not going to be allowed to do it. This time around, Hydra are not prepared for the bottom tower, but look at Violent. He is so afraid that he doesn't even have the guts to go through with it. Hydra are going to allow it. You can have that tower because we have a much bigger objective on our minds.
Oh, they've got the Ember Spirit root just actually connected only for a second. Wasn't enough, and as we talked about that bigger objective, that was just space created. We found the enemy. We can happily finish off this Roshan. And Aegis for the Phantom Assassin. Hydra in a good position now. We've secured another 5 minutes of immortality for this Phantom Assassin, who's currently a couple hundred gold short from the Manta style. And also that level 20 talent's getting closer and closer. Level 16 already. Good pace in XP.
Yeah, the PA, the biggest timing of this hero is always gonna be level 18. That's where she becomes strong. It's of course you need a BKB or some defensive item, but the level 18 is when you start dishing out so much damage. So Dream is getting fairly close to it, but even without it, he feels confident enough to go in. Bait, on the other hand, the little attempt to go for a smoke, but again, just running into your enemies. They're not gonna get a multiple man RP if Hydra are positioned well, and it seems like that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, trying to go for it, and we talked about this in the draft. The Kaya Sanj is like, what's option? RP connecting on two. They need the damage right now, but where is it? The Sonic Wave, that's the burst, but they need Violent. Violent finally shows up, and they're gonna try to kill at least on Sayats. And the jump from Ascol, waiting for it, doesn't go through. Fiend's Grip is there. Can they get this kill on Ascol? He's 600 HP. Violence is also dropping very low on this Luna. Has to disengage. Blizzy, they've got Dream inside a Nightmare. Muka will take down Pion. Laguna's also fall in the hands of Dream. Dendi, though, he makes sure that something goes their way, and it's Ascol. He's gonna take a courier. He's gonna get himself out to safety. TP out from this engagement, and Bait, they keep their big cores alive. They find a mid kill, but still, it's a 2 for 3 for HYDRA.
Yeah, it was actually a beautiful RP, taking down the Aegis immediately. I think after this Dream, he will go for a BKB. I'm actually not that fond of a Manta, just because it gives the Luna targets for the glaives to bounce. So instantly he's going to be doing more, but Blizzy in some trouble.
Good attempt, but still, are they overextending? Dark Drift? They should be able to get Blizzy back to safety. There's a lot of traffic around. And that ball of lightning that will go all the way back to the fountain. So we know it's going to connect onto this Underlord in just a second. But still, yeah, it was actually a 3 for 3 instead of a 2 for 3. So that was the Aegis burnt off of the Phantom Assassin, which is pretty big for Bait. And like you said, we both agree that was a great RP. They really needed that RP. We just need more of those from Pion.
Yeah, the problem with good RPs in this game is to get a good RP, you need someone to bait the enemies to go in. That was from a smoke, but you need to get a good fight when you're starting out. Just they go for the Underlord.
Yeah, he attempted, but still, Blizzy's ready for it. Muka's there as well. Nice Yule's play there from the Weaver. This also works as a setup tool and a saving tool for the Weaver. He might find the enemy. He's got the Yules to buy himself 2.5 seconds of time. Maybe even isolate the Bane so that they can focus Gutsy down. Bait, though. This is a very good smoke attempt here. Blizzy's a good target. They can definitely kill this Underlord right here, right now. They will do so. Science is there. RP used it. Caught the Train Protector too, but the Terrorize beautiful connections, and they find both of these kills. Bait. Finally, they can push. Ascol jumps himself to safety. They're not actually pushing.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Yeah, as I said, for good RPs to work, you need to have a frontliner, right? The Luna, for now, or probably forever, is not going to be able to do so because the PA can destroy you. You have the sleep from the Bane as a save, but it's usually not going to be good enough. So once he has an MKB, he can do it, because then once they RP the PA, she will die to the right clicks. So they're probably going to be waiting for that one. Sure, these RPs are nice, but they're always going to be on the part of the map where you
Then
don't
playing with his life here. He does have a haste rune now. Secures it in front of Ascol. He's actually fine. Doesn't get punished for his aggressive move onto the action rune, but has that BKB for security. And now Kaya Sanj, BKB. Dendi's actually in pretty good shape. However, 3-man smoke coming in from HYDRA. And an overgrowth ready in 35 seconds. Muka. Blizzy's also there leading the front. They've got the roots. And Ascol joining the party, they should have more than enough damage. Though, there's nobody there in the area. Bait setting themselves in the bottom half of the map. They're under vision. It looks like HYDRA's just gonna sit and wait.
I have to say, I think HYDRA kind of missed the timing with the PA going for this Manta style. I just don't see why the item is so good. It's good against the Dark Willow, but then again, so is the BKB, you know? You can get out of the Bramble Maze and the Curse Crown, but that's about it. Overall, I think they missed their timing, and if they had the BKB in that fight when they had the Aegis, they would have completely ripped apart the entirety of Bait. Now, this Queen of Pain is very tanky. Underestimating the late game teamfight of Bait, it's a big problem. And sure, you defended your towers, you did a lot of good things that your draft was supposed to do, but when you needed to crush the enemies, you weren't able to. And now the Queen of Pain, the Luna, both of these heroes are quite tanky. Once the Queen of Pain gets an armor item,
no,
very
nice
hard to
silence
beat.
jump, beautiful RP's there, and Zayat, he can't save his teammates. The root is just simply not enough. Nightmare connects, and Treant is dead again. And now with this Ember kill, Bait, they're finally getting to push. Last time they didn't, now they can.
Yep, this time around the Ember is dead, so there's not that much magic damage going on. And HYDRA, they have absolutely no lockdown for this Luna. She's definitely going to be doing a lot of damage in a fight, and once we have an MKB plus the Aghanim Shard, you won't really care. Even with the Overgrowth there, you'll still be doing a ton of damage. And Bait, they have been patient, and now they're definitely stronger than HYDRA. The way they approach this game is try to catch the enemies off guard. Top lane Dandy.
They bought the BKB right away. There's another BKB ready on Dream too, so they're ready for this one. No RP. Pion still goes for the play. Wants to catch Stream. The root is there. The silence is there. But the BKB will be popped for the PA, and onto Dandy he goes, and he will just take this Guap right away. Blizzy though, he drops down, and that's a huge piece of the puzzle. Now missing Bait though. They're just falling one by one. Dream is just slicing them down. Zayas looking for the chase on the Violent, and Gutsy doesn't even get the chance to teleport away. Violent might have to use his BKB teleport out. Hides into the trees, keeps on running. He's using his BKB to disengage, but is he gonna get the chance for it? HYDRA, they're not giving up on this chase, and Violent, he pops his Mask of Madness, stands his ground, and it's not enough for him. They hunt him all the way from the tier 2 tower under the tier 1 in the spot lane. Make sure that they take the Luna with them.
There's the BKB from the PA, just completely dominating that fight. HYDRA, they are actually starting to lose heroes, but when the PA can go solo and finish off Dandy, your main damage dealer at this point, it's a big problem. And Luna, without the MKB, she can't turn around. Bait, they were stronger in that fight, but only if you take away the PA with his BKB critting down everyone. And I have to say that Luna not going for a TP, I think he was expecting the Overgrowth to be ready, and that's why he didn't attempt it. But we knew that he could have gotten out of that one easily, unless, of course, Dream would get some lucky crits. So overall, HYDRA in a decent spot again. But still, I think they gave enough space for Bait to have a potential to come back in this game. They're still gonna be outmaneuvering them, but when it comes to team fighting, when there's an aim can be ready, we could see Bait actually win those 5 versus 5 engagements.
We could. What they really need right now, armor, ways to CC this this Phantom Assassin, keep her from hitting targets, keep her from hitting base heroes, because you look at the heroes' armor pools, they're not really that big, you know, and when that corrosion talent, if PA, actually yes, PA did go for the armor corruption talent, so that will work with the Manta Illusion, this which we discussed a long time ago. So you put minus armor on every target times 3, so it's -9. Quap has only 3 armor remaining. Luna's down to 16. Magnus, well, Magnus still has about 10 armor left. Dark Willow's on a lot of minus, and Bane just has his plus armor that he has. So it's not an easy game for sure when this PA starts to hit targets. They're so easy to just get crit down in one hit.
But to be honest, now with an MKB, they actually have ways of killing her. So I think you have one target for Bait. That one target is the PA. You need to just be careful with the Luna how you use your BKB, but obviously the Luna would like to bait Dream to jump on him, instant RP, and just kill him. If the Overgrowth comes out, use your Manta or the BKB to continue attacking, and with the Sonic Wave you can bring him down. Once he's dead, Bait have won a fight. So that's what needs to happen.
It's a full commitment fight. Once they spot the PA, it's all or nothing. It's an all-in gamble basically at that point, and hope that Muka doesn't get the time lapse off. The Weaver's downside is the distance he needs to close in. He does have Shikuchi for that, so he can just move right next to the ally, get that time lapse save onto the PA. Bait trying to make a wrap around him. Oh, look at that! They found him! They found Ascol! They RP, he's baiting it! He's not going through with it! He's baiting it the whole time! But Magnus is gonna end up going down anyway. Oh, fast fingers, and he didn't ever go for it. Well, it was a difficult one anyway. Not the target they wanted. Willow's gonna be able to teleport out just before the root connects, and they will lose 2 for this.
You can't show your Magnus, even if it's if that RP had connected onto the Ember. If Bait would win that fight, it would be just because Hydra would decide not to go through with it, right?
Yeah.
You don't go for the RP onto this Ember Spirit. Just go with a Fiend's Grip or something else.
Yep.
It's not worth it. Get your Magnus into position. He's the one that needs to control the PA. Now, with the Aegis being in the favor of Hydra, Bait, I'm not so sure about their fight plan any longer. They're gonna have to delay this one as long as they can, and if anyone gets caught off guard, they'll just be destroyed by the PA.
Just a hard time from another one. Because that was the most unfortunate target that Bait could have actually landed on. Ascult revealing the entire smoke from the team. They've spotted Dream though. There's a Weaver around the area, so they have to calculate this. And look at Dendi. Dendi in trouble, but the RP goes through. PA's there. Muka gets rooted, but the BKB forced by the PA because he knows that there's no backup from Muka for a couple seconds. Eclipse used by Luna. Luna in trouble, about to fall, and Violent is dead. Killed by her own Lucent Beam onto the Lotus Orb. And Bait has lost 3. Hydra hasn't lost a single member. Dendi gets hunted down. And it's only the Willow remaining. Hydra looks to be closing out the game here because after that team fight, it really doesn't leave much to tell who is the true victor.
They couldn't even take down the Aegis. It's a solid idea, maybe thinking that Hydra are gonna be a bit greedy, sending Dream to the bottom lane, but again, a bit of an execution problem. Luna, she's not a Drow Ranger, she doesn't have that much range. This Magnus is just going through the Luna, and then he had to run for 2 seconds of the RP before he was able to get the hits in. Dream, after just one bash, he made sure that the Luna can't move and that she can't fight him. So, Dream will be winning that man fight against the hero that itemized solely to beat this PA, and once that doesn't work out for you, I think Bait, they don't have much left in the tank right now.
They're unable to hold these racks in this bot lane. Hydra's gonna be taking them. Double Dream, Blizzy, Ascol leading the front. Pion is gonna get rooted up. 1 crit. If he just got that 1 crit, well, he gets the one that seals the deal for this Magnus, and Pion is dead. 50 seconds. Magnus might have to buy back to get that RP off, because RP is off cooldown 10 seconds before the Magnus has respawned. Hydra, though, they're already moving themselves out of this area. Still have the Aegis on the PA for another 2.5 minutes, which they definitely want to use.
Yeah, and they're going forward for sure. Without the Magnus, they can't lose the fight. They're aware of it, so now they can do whatever they want. Their itemization is really good. Look at the Underlord just having no fear to stand next to Dream here despite playing against the Magnus. But the Magnus is dead, and now this Blaze that the PA has been sharpening for the entirety of the game, they're gonna be cutting down your base, or maybe even you on Gutsy. But okay, the Bane does get himself out.
And these Lotus Orbs really keeping this Phantom Assassin secure and safe from all of Bait's handling. LA Rack's taken. That's half of the base's barracks buildings gone. Hydra one step closer again to victory. You can smell it. It's looming in the air. Hydra has only dropped a single map in their past 2 series. Looks like they're continuing with their victory streaks.
Hydras to me don't seem like the team who are gonna play this one out passively. I kind of feel like they might give a chance to Bait to win a fight or 2 on their high ground. You can see they're already gonna be going for an aggressive move, something that most of the teams wouldn't do. They just closed this game out safely, but Dream, he wants to crit some people.
20,000 gold ahead. Bait, they're gonna have to look for 1 successful fight. They need it under vision. They need a bit of luck on their side. Pion needs to land an RP of a lifetime. 4-man smoke from Hydra. They're starting to close in the gap. They finally caught 2. Muka's coming in from the back, trying to go for the distance, but they can't get there. Violent gets the kills. He's taken down both. They can actually win this fight now because there's no save coming in. Syed will go for the buyback. Blizzy about to fall. Very low on HP. He's going to go down. And now with the help, Violent's going to need some more Dreams. Going to go down. They take down the PA. Baits are holding. Ascol into the air. Pushed around, trying to finish it off with a 1 versus 4. Zayats is there too, but it's not going to be enough, and they're going to lose everything. Zayats with a buyback from Ascol. Finally, Dendi falls. Pion pushed away. These buybacks are too much for Bait to deal with. Pion trying to make a run for it. Able to blink out from the Slate of Fist. And what an unbelievable fight. We talked about the RP. It needs to be a good one. But Violent, he's able to find the Weaver at the start of the fight, and it all breaks loose from there. It's a 3 for 5 in favor of Bait.
Yeah, I kind of like that from Violent. He didn't go for the guys that got RP'd. He's like, this PA, she doesn't want to use a BKB on her first life, so I'm just gonna go for the supports. He goes into the backlines while his teammates are keeping the other ones in check. With the PA being so close to the Underlord, this Luna later on did so much damage to them. So HYDRA, they lost 5. They bought back 2 heroes, and that's gonna give a 6k gold swing to Bait. But I told you, HYDRA, they're not a type of team that are just gonna stay back and play safely. They will give a chance to Bait, and at least we're gonna have one more fight in this game, at least, if not more, if HYDRA maybe decide to go for another move into the enemy triangle and die there unprepared.
Still a fighting chance. Anything is still possible for Bait according to that last team fight. I think that really sparked their confidence. They needed that so badly. That was a 2% win per sprint probability chance team fight for them. And they still won it.
Now they have 3. Now they have 3. Yeah,
they have 3. I don't want to laugh. I'm just laughing at the fact that they got 1% extra for team wiping the opponents and 2 buybacks. But Bait is not out. Bait is not out. As long as this game is still going, they will definitely not give an inch. And that really needs to spark off their confidence. Now, HYDRA, they are going to be repositioning a tad bit differently after that last team fight. Muka knows his role. He's got a Blink Dagger. That's going to make his life so much easier. As even if the Weaver dies, just blink next to the target who's about to die. Time-lapse them. Buy some time.
Yeah, the Luna bought out, has a Satanic. With the Satanic, he might actually be able... No, the PA has a Satanic as well and the Basher, so if it comes down to a man fight, it's gonna be the PA winning. But you know, the problem is this Underlord, he wants to get close. Usually you would want to allow the Luna to the PA to have a 1 versus 1 against the Luna, but the Underlord, he likes to get close, and those glaives, if they start bouncing, it's actually a fight that goes into the Luna's favor despite the atrophy aura minus damage. So I'm curious to see how HYDRA is gonna be approaching these fights. Bait, obviously you said it gave them confidence. It gave them confidence to move an inch outside of their base, and it seems like that ward in their triangle is gonna be the only place that they fight. But the next fight, Panda, they're gonna have to take outside of the base if they want the Roche, and I feel like if they give the Roche to HYDRA, this game is just gonna be over immediately, and that's why they're maybe gearing up for a smoke right now. Nah, not gonna be the case.
5-man smoke. This time they're going straight under the vision of HYDRA. If they take the straight path towards the cliff, they are suspecting where they are. They're taking the long route. Bottom is pushing in. These super creeps, they hit harder than the originals. On from the side, the illusions are there. Hopefully they don't jump this one. The Lucent Beam is there. He finds the real Dream. But that was so close that they didn't actually jump the PA. They used the Lucent Beam to make sure that that's just an illusion, not the real one. Now that they're gone, they have their own vision applied. HYDRA's thinking about maybe wrapping around from the side inside the base, but they're taking a straightforward approach. But this 5-man smoke, Violent in the front, needs to be helping this Luna right away. Science is right next to him. They don't know. Their roots just connect on 2. Violent trying to go in with the BKB. Dream jumps onto Luna. The RP connects onto the backline. Luna needs some help. She's down to 400 HP, and Dream just takes him out. And that just might be it, with HYDRA taking down 3. Laguna into the trees. Askel will get another Ultra. Can he find the Rampage? Doesn't look like he will, but it's not needed here. HYDRA, they score a victory, and Dream has been unleashed.
They have 3 buybacks on Bait, but their main hero isn't there, and this is the problem when you buy out, obviously. He should have done it. You're not going to be winning this game by staying in the back, but the thing is, the PA having a DD there and the Magnus using the RP only onto the Ember Spirit is a big problem. Beyond a lot of pressure on him this game, but to be honest, he only has 1 target that he needs to hit. It's Dream, and it seems like he doesn't understand his role completely. Someone on the side of it needs to tell him that, and now they're going to go in again.
Yep, they've got the Ember Spirit, but they don't quite have... Actually do. They actually have enough damage, but still it's going to be a Bane dying, and that's a dieback too on Gotzi, and that top lane is gonna fall. The range racks is also 200 HP from falling, so Dream might just go there and quickly clean out so that they've got Mega Creeps inside the base of Bait. Pyon does get a good play there with the Horn Toss being used. Unfortunately, might just be the only one he gets to pick up. Mega Creeps now a certainty inside Bait's base. Luna is back up. 5 seconds, but still, is that Rapier that's being lined up, is it enough?
Well, we talked about how much the laning phase matters now and the early game just because people are getting better and better in Dota. The same is true now with Mega Creeps as well. I kind of feel like HYDRA is one of those teams that will give you a chance. They're gonna go win, but not that many times. So Bait, they have to make a play right now that the Weaver will not allow it, and he just breaks everything.
Oh, all the moves, all the plays, there's not quite enough. Can they see Muka? No, they can't. Nice little blink to the side, time lapse away. Pyon blinks right next to him, gets Yules into the air. Didn't have RP, didn't want to use RP on a Weaver too. That's also another thing because I believe Muka still has buyback. Yep, Weaver has buyback, so he would just come back right away. And as he said, Roshan is up, Refresher Shard, Cheese, Aegis. This is a big one. If Bait can secure it, they don't have vision inside the pit, that's for HYDRA. But Lizzie is gonna be there, throws in the root. Silence from Denby. Rod will connect as well. Dagger thrown out. They're pushing down the Underlord. Underlord with his BKB. He's got a heart. He's got 3,700 HP. He's got 46 bloody armor. What can you do to this Underlord? Absolute Chad. Absolute unit. Bait back out.
Yeah, he is one of those security guards that you don't want to be going on despite not having the Ember Spirit, which is the highest damage dealer on the side of HYDRA. Or AoE damage dealer on the side of HYDRA. They're still not going to be feeling confident going for a fight because, as we said, Magnus, he needs an RP onto the PA, and the only way they kill this boy in front is if they RP him, and this positioning, that gives a free fight to Dream. So Bait kind of pushed back into a corner, but you know, 42 minutes in, playing against Mega Creeps, obviously it's going to be hard, and HYDRA, they want to go in immediately. They want this game done.
HYDRA, and they find the opening. Abyssal Blade on the PA. Rod misses. The jump, they got the catch onto the Ember Spirit. The Terrorize is there, but where's the damage? The damage is needed right now. Violent in trouble in the front line again, but the Luna's gone, and that should be it for HYDRA. They smell blood, they smell fresh, and they will get 3 and force the GG call out. And HYDRA, despite any small hope given for Bait, HYDRA prevails. Even if you cut down one of their heads, another 2 will take their place. 1-0 for HYDRA.
Yeah, very nice performance coming out from them. I kind of feel like the later BKB on the PA gave a chance to Bait to play there, but when it came down to it, when HYDRA thought like, okay, Bait might win this one, they're stronger, then they started reading the map better and just understanding what they need to do. Control the Magnus, know where he is, and then kill the Luna when you get the chance. Dream, as soon as he got the BKB, he finished off that fight quite nicely, and Bait, they after that fight on the bottom lane, I don't think they had a single chance to come back into this one. Also, Pyon just had one job here to RP the PA. Not the easiest of targets, but I kind of feel like he should have tunnel visioned a bit more, and the fights might have gone a bit better towards Bait if that did happen.
Also, one thing that I really love about Ascald's Ember Spirit is when you see a PA in your team and you're on the winning end, you usually see the Phantom Assassin just rock the DPS or the damage charts. He's actually matching up to the Phantom Assassin with 39,000 damage dealt. That really talks about how Ascald has been performing with this Ember Spirit from game to game and how his confidence is building up. He's making better and better plays. He's constantly active. He's a threat to Bait this whole time. And HYDRA looks good. HYDRA really looks good. Every player in their team knows their role. And I have to say, this is probably one of their best drafts and the way they played it out in HYDRA history, which is a very short one, but I think this is the best game that they've had so far.
Yeah, they played pretty solid, though coming back to Bait, Panda, I think, to be honest, I'd ban out the Weaver and the Treant. I think that HYDRA used those heroes well, and I think that Bait don't know how to play against heroes like this. They took the first tower 18 minutes into the game. That's the biggest problem. Sure, the fights in the end, we can talk about the RPs, we can talk about the Magnus and stuff like that, but when you take your first tower down 18 minutes in, and that's only because HYDRA allowed you to go take it, we'll take Roche, sure, kids, go play a little bit there for yourselves. Well, that's a problem, and that just doesn't allow you to play the map. So I think Bait, they need to get away get these heroes away that are gonna prevent them from getting the early towers, and I think the Treant Protector is one of the main heroes that Hydra is gonna want to play on Zayat.
Well, with that, Hydra taking the first map from Bait. The series is still on. Nothing is still over for Bait. Nothing's still over for Hydra. They gotta take another victory. Maybe we'll see it all the way to 3, though we have, of course, a little break to take in between. So hopefully all of you people have been enjoying yourselves so far in this second Eastern European series today. We have our second map after the break. So see you in a couple minutes for the second map of the series.